study in class 9C in the Cambrian school. Today I am present here to perform an online practical which is being given by my computer sir, Mr. Prashant Shravastav, and in this practical we are given with 5 topics and we have to choose any one of the topic and have to explain on it. So the topic which I have chosen for today's practical is language processor. So without wasting much of the time, let us go directly into the practical. So firstly we will learn about what is language processor. So language processor is a system software which is used to convert the programming language into machine language. Here programming language is the data which we input to the computer, and the machine language are the simply binary codes which are easily understood by a computer. This is a simple definition to identify or to define what is language processor. Now, in order to use the language processor, we must know its uses and requirements in a computer system. So, its requirement is that as the computer could not understand the data which we are inputting, means the computer could not understand the programming language. It only understands the language of binary codes. So language processor is used to convert the program written in programming language to the machine language. Machine languages are what? Machine languages are binary codes. So this is the requirement of the language processor in our system. Now let's discuss about the types of the language processor. There are 3 types of language processor: assembler, compiler and interpreter. Let us firstly discuss about assembler. Assembler is a type of a language processor which is used to convert a programming written in lower level language to machine language. What is there in lower level language? That they uses the mnemonics code instead of numbers. That is why they are not frequently in used, as one must have a proper knowledge before using it, and it is also not suitable for smaller capacity computer systems. So this is the disadvantage of assembler. In this given slide, the working of an assembler is being shown. The first procedure, that is the source code. Source code is simply the lower level language or the data which we are inputting to the computer. This lower level language program passes through the assembler. The assembler converts it into machine language. Machine language means binary codes, the codes which are being understood by a computer. Okay, the lower level language which we enter to the data, which we enter to the computer, the assembler converts it into machine language which can easily be understood by the computer. There are some disadvantages that I have just told you the moment before, and because of these disadvantages, assembler is not in use nowadays. Hope the working of assembler is clear. Now next comes compiler. What is compiler? Compiler is a language processor which is used to convert a program being written in high level language to machine language. Okay? It converts the whole program into machine level language at one go, and if any error is found, it displays the error line by line, and when the error is rectified, the program is being converted into machine level language, and it is also not required in our memory after the compiling is being done, and it is much faster as compared to interpreter. Means compiler has many uses over interpreter, many advantages over Now in this slide, the working of a compiler is being displayed. You can see that source code. Source code here is the high level language or the data which you are inputting. So the data here is in high level language. The compiler converts this data into machine level language, and if any error is found, it displays those errors line by line, and when those errors are rectified, it converts the program into machine level language. This is how a compiler works. It is much more popular than that of interpreter due to its functionality. Now let's discuss about the last type of language processor, that is interpreter. So interpreter is also used to convert the program being written in high level language into machine language, but it converts the data line by line, and if any error is found, firstly we have to correct that error, and the time we are not correcting that error, the interpreter will not convert the further data into machine language. So this is how interpreter is different from compiler. Now we'll study about working of interpreter. In this slide, you can see the working of an interpreter. So the high level language code is passed to the interpreter, and the interpreter converts it into machine language. And if any error is found, the interpreter stops there and give us the error, display us the error, that this is the error, and the time we are not rectifying the error, it will not move forward. This is how an interpreter works. Now here all the types of language processors are completed. Now, as we have learned much about all the three types of language processors, so now we are at a stage to differentiate among all three types of language processors, that is compiler, interpreter, and assembler. So let's differentiate them within few points that are relatively common and understandable points. So let's have a look on them. Hope the points of differentiation among compiler, interpreter, and assembler is clear, and all the other topics which I have explained in today's video. Thank you for giving the time and watching my video. Bye bye.